Hello everyone, it's Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for the energies for this upcoming week of October 22nd through the 26th, 27th. I hope you are having a lovely and enjoyable fall. I'm once again outside on a beautiful, gorgeous day. I love being outside and doing these readings outside. It's just so sunny and nice, and getting outside is a great way to connect with your own intuitive abilities, energies, the spirits of nature, and to help open you up to receiving messages and intuition and things like that. So that being said, but it is getting a bit chilly out. So I'm kind of bundled up today in my jacket. Anyways, for this week's reading and I'm going to be using, as I usually do, the Archangel Oracle card deck. And felt drawn to the fairies this week. And the Indigo Angel Oracle cards. Now, before I get started this week, I just want to say something about the fact that, as many of you know, I'm still using Doreen Virtue's cards. Because Doreen was my main teacher. And pretty much those are those are most of the decks that I have at this point. Now, I've known from various other channels that I listen to that, well, as many of you know, Doreen last year made a choice to, move back into a more sort of fundamentalist, born-again Christian community choice, what have you. And she's since been very much denouncing all the books, the card decks, and things like that she had made once upon a time that so many of us have enjoyed. She's calling them New Age and saying that she's changed over from being that, from being New Age to now Christianity. And I never personally thought of her as being New Age. I thought she, like some other spiritual teachers I work with, to be just more all-encompassing of the underlying similarity between many spiritual traditions. But she no longer believes that way. And I think she and perhaps the congregation or community that she's in have been praying very strongly for people to stop using her cards. She feels that strongly about it. And I think it's perhaps come up in the form of people through their own intuitive senses, and because of what she's done in denouncing everything, they have just taken her card decks and books and dumped them. And, that is perhaps an answer to her prayer. I personally, I still love and bless everything I ever learned from her. She was a very critical teacher for me at a time. I learned a lot from her, and I still value that. And I still choose to use her card decks. I just make sure before I'm using them that I clear any kind of negative energy, or if there is any that she may have directed towards them as being evil or what have you. I don't feel that way. I think they were created in love and beauty, and that they still have a lot of really good messages on them. So I just wanted to say that up front. I still, I may move on at some other point to some other decks that other people have created, because there are still many very good creators of Oracle card decks. I've personally been watching Colette Baron Reid. I've heard, but she doesn't do necessarily angel decks. Kyle Gray does some nice angel decks, and of course Radley Valentine. So I may replace some of Doreen's at some point, but I still enjoy using them. So, and the Archangel Oracle cards are a great, they were an important teaching tool for learning about the archangels, and they still are. Okay. And that's why I continue to use them. So our archangel that we have for this week is the Archangel Ariel, with this message of spread your wings. The card says, don't hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. So as the upcoming, as the Archangel overseeing us this week, this is about stepping into new opportunities. Okay. This card often comes up where you may have opportunities in front of you, or you might be thinking about stepping into a different area, or maybe even like going back to school, changing locations, and it might feel intimidating to you. And so this card shows up when we have those feelings of vulnerable, when we're intimidated by the prospect of change. But what Ariel's message is about in this is twofold. One, when you take on that challenge to change, you inspire other people by the way you've turned your challenges into victories. Okay, it's there are times when it's good to spread yourself out, immerse yourself in new opportunities, new experiences as a way to learn and grow. Okay, and then that in turn inspires other people. The other part of this is the timing message. Oftentimes these cards have timing messages with them that are in sync with certain celestial cycles like new moons or full moons or planets being in retrograde or what have you. So she says, don't hold back right now. Okay? And if you check in with yourself, you might find that, there are some things in front of you that you're resisting or feeling, but the resistance is more about, maybe more about your fear of change than it is anything else. Okay? So check in with that yourself about that. But in either way, Ariel's an angel who oversees the environment, and she can help to connect us with the spirits of nature. She has a beautiful light pink aura to her, kind of like the same color as the coat I'm wearing today. Maybe that's why I was inspired to wear it, other than the fact that it's kind of chilly out here. And she also is an angel of, helps us, she's one we can call on for our needs for material supply, increased income, or a great place to get new food, or any kind of material supply that supports us in our lifestyle and also helps to support other people. So she's very light and airy. She's like the wind, as I recall. She also is called the lioness of God. So if you see lions or images of lions and lionesses, symbolic of her working with you or symbolic of her presence. But also when you're just outside, like right now when it's super quiet and you just hear the wind going through the trees. That's Ariel. Okay, so for this week, I chose to work with my mixed fairy oracle card deck, and the deck that Doreen made with her son, Charles Virtue, the Indigo Angel oracle card deck. So for the beginning of the week, the energies that we have are these about honoring your true feelings. And you already know what the answer is. There's a part of you that knows what the truth is, and knows what to do. There's a part of you that does already know what to do. And so the beginning of the week is about honoring that. All right, getting in touch with that part of you, acknowledging it, and from there, taking the next best step. Okay, so what I like about this picture is she's kind of by the stream, and she looks like she's kind of like knitting a spider web. But she's taking that time out in nature, and a lot of times we do that. If we take that time out, or we do something outdoors like raking or gardening or what have you, that's in some ways kind of mindless. It occupies our hands and allows our mind to wander, and it allows us that time to explore our feelings. And so that's what this card is about. And this card is really just a confirmation that, yeah, you already know what's going on. You already know what the next best thing is to do. You might be looking outside of yourself for some kind of confirmation of that, but the reality is you already know. Okay, moving into the middle of the week, okay, the message from the fairies is to let go. All right, and it says, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Okay, so letting go of control of outcomes can be a little difficult sometimes. But it's a message that comes up when we're holding on too tightly to something, especially a specific outcome. All right, that's why it says, as you surrender the need to control, it allows it to come to you. All right, and one good way to do that is with a physical outlet. Okay, for some of you, it's letting you know that you do need some kind of physical outlet. You need to get out walking, you need to do yoga, or maybe you just need to do some kickboxing, you know, to really punch those. There's a lot of, especially with everything going on in the world, there's a lot of angry energy going on right now. There's a lot of frustration, and we need some kind of, you know, physical release to get that out, or to be able to let go of the control. But in this image, what I'm also drawn to is the fact that she looks like she's dancing, and that might be it for some other people. You know, close your blinds, turn up the music, dance like nobody's watching. Or maybe start a dance class. Maybe that's one of the new opportunities that you're looking to immerse yourself in, or that you're looking to do for yourself. So middle of the week, we're looking at, you know, just stepping back and letting go, okay, and doing something else to release that that pent-up energy that's worried about it, okay. Now, for the end of the week, we have the fairy saying financial flow. So it's payday for somebody, or there's money coming into you. Your finances are going up to a new level. That often can be what happens when we let go of outcomes. Okay, or let go of stuff in our life. There's a new flow of abundance that comes in when we clear out the old, whether it be clothes, maybe you're cleaning out your garage, when you clear out your financial clutter, when you let that go, it allows space for new money and new material supply to come in. Okay, the other card we got from the Indigo Angel is this one of acceptance. Okay, and yes, we all usually don't have a problem accepting more money. Although sometimes we do have, some people sometimes do have issues accepting things from others because they feel the guilt or an obligation to them. It can be hard for them to accept freely or accept good that's coming to them. So that may be what that indicates is working on a sense of acceptance, okay, about the changes that need to take place. Or maybe it's about people in your life who don't seem to want to change, and accepting that as well. Or it's just, I feel like it also has to do with it, an acceptance of a decision that you are making, okay? To change something about yourself, or change a direction that you're going in, okay? Or you may be worried about how people are going to accept that, for some of you, okay? It's a real week of transformation, moving into something new for yourself, and you know, kind of working your way through that process, trusting what you already know, letting go of the attachment to the outcomes, using a physical outlet to do that, and allowing more to come in, and accepting the changes that are going to need to take place. Okay, so it's a very interesting week, and I'll be curious to see how these messages work out for you this week. Anyways, thank you so much for watching these videos, and please feel free to leave a comment below if you care to. I look forward to speaking with you again next week, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely week. Take care, everyone. Okay, here we go. Getting the video to stop.